This is my project, which I'm going to call Your Why. And so what I've done is I've used this tool called Tilt Brush, which is just a virtual reality drawing tool. And I've created 4 sketches to show some of the stuff that's really important to me. So let's get right into it. So here we have my trusty setup, which I like to call my battle station. So it has everything you need to survive. It's got the tower power, the RGB keyboard and mouse, as well as a widescreen monitor, and comfy chair to sit in. Behind the screen, we can actually go ahead and see one of the first raid bosses in Guild Wars 2, which is Gorseval. He's supposed to be a spirit dragon, but he looks like more of a cooking monster in this sketch, but that's perfectly fine. And we can't forget some of the finer details, like the Coke bottles and the propel that are on the ground, which are quite accurate in location for me. The reason why this setup is so important to me is because it's my start. I love achieving things, and this is where I can always begin. I can figure out what I want to do and how I want to do it. And this can be anything from as simple as a raid boss in a video game, creating a video, or just going down a rabbit hole of an interest that I have. It may take me a couple of propels and a lot of Coke to get there, but I can always get there from here. Okay, so this is a circle of my family, friends, and cats. So for this drawing, what I did is I drew one stick figure and I copied it a bunch of times in a circle. Then I watched each stick figure, thought of one of my family or friends, and then I drew their most prominent characteristic. So I went ahead and I went around in a circle and I did this to all the figurines. And then at the end, I actually did 3 of my cats, which I also added reference images for a little bit of eye candy. Some highlights of this are definitely going to be Delaney with her spoon. You have Philip with the bandana, Miss Wharton with her amazing hints, as well as her fire suit from commencement. And last but not least, Miss Abels is the Excel God with our daily reminder to check the Google Docs. And to continue into why this sketch is important to me, it's because I like making meaningful connections with people. It makes the adventure I call life much more interesting and fun. They help you party through the highs, they carry you through the lows, and they make it all worth it in the end. And finally, to talk a little bit about myself who's standing in the middle. Yes, that is a bottle of Elmer's glue, and yes, that was totally intentional. The reason I chose this is because I've actually gotten that people tell me that I'm actually the glue of relationships sometimes. After some thought, I've started to agree with this. I really do believe that I help bring people together and keep a cool head most of the time. This also makes me the #1 pick to be chosen for a zombie apocalypse, but that's a totally different topic that we don't have time for right now. Okay, so this next sketch I'm actually going to be calling Adventure Island. Some of the highlights, we've got the active volcano of Kilauea, we have Cinderella's castle, the Eiffel Tower, which I ate dinner in once. We have whitewater rafting, me playing a game of Yahtzee, and I've also placed myself all around the drawing as well. My favorite example of this would have to be me as Tinkerbell ziplining from Cinderella's castle. The reason that I drew this sketch is because I love my memories, but I would have to call myself a reluctant adventurer. I'm pretty much the biggest homebody you've ever met. However, I still need to go out and have some fun sometimes. While it may mess with my flow, and while I hate getting on airplanes because the seats are so small now, it's always super worth it, because I can make memories like ones you see here. Okay, just a quick note for this next drawing start. It's a little bit longer than the other ones, so sit back and enjoy the music. This sketch needs no introduction, and we all already know what it is. It's Polycampus. So while I didn't want to draw a bunch of parking lots, I decided to take the most interesting buildings from campus. This includes the IST building, the dorms, wellness center, as well as the gym, or the building that I say I go to. Also, I added some extra additions like the alligator in the IST pond, the sand crane, the big tree, and myself kayaking in one of the dams because that's a plan for senior year. The reason why this drawing is so important is because it's a culmination of the 3 other sketches I've shown you. It has my tech passion as seen in the rig, it's in a place where I can make meaningful connections that I'll never forget, like in the circle, and it's also giving me an adventure to go on as seen in the islands. While I don't know where I'm going to end up at the end of this journey, I know I'm in the right place, and it's going to be an amazing 3 years. That's all the drawings I have to show you guys. I'm glad you joined me on my adventure through your why.